Tonight a bunch of our friends are coming over for cocktails and nibbles. There's nothing like a party to put everybody in the mood to try something new. But remember the golden rule of entertaining. You're supposed to enjoy yourself too. And what better place to find inspiration than right here? Because you can mix and match these flavors in the glass and on the plate. This is really just a shelf full of liquid spices with a little bit of extra kick in the mix. Here's an old favorite on the party circuit, baked brie and pastry. I'll top this off with something fruity, then wrap it up in puff pastry and bake it off just before everybody arrives. This is a regular party guest around here, mainly because it's easy to make days in advance so you can keep your cool on the day of the party. One of the best ways to include your liquor shelf in your cooking is by matching flavors. Orange liqueur will taste good with anything orange, including orange marmalade, which is already a great topping for a baked brie. It'll taste even better with a little orange liqueur added. Did I say a little orange liqueur? That's better. Now for the pastry. Here's how to really dress brie up for the party. And all you need are 2 sheets of standard issue frozen puff pastry. With the first sheet of puff pastry, cut a circle about the size of the brie itself. That's the top piece. Now for the bottom and sides. Now this time cut the biggest circle you possibly can. Now for the topping. And of course, this could be any kind of fruit. It could be strawberry jam, it could be raspberry jelly, it could be anything you have. Now, fold the sides up and try to add a nice pleated pattern as you do. Puff pastry is incredibly forgiving to work with, so you can pat it into shape, make sure it's nice and even, and now you're ready to add the top. But you're going to need a little bit of glue for that. That's what the egg is for. Just rub a little bit of egg where the 2 pastries will meet. Brushing the pastry with egg really helps it brown when it heads for the oven. It's a great way to help it look its best. This is ready for the oven now, but if you need to, you can pop it into your refrigerator for several days. You can put it in your freezer for a week if you have to. But don't forget the golden rule. The cook gets to have fun too. If you'd like, you can also decorate this. How about a bunch of grapes in honor of Bacchus, the lord of parties? When I was a young cook, my favorite part of the kitchen was the hotline, because that's where all the flame was and the heat and the noise. That's where all the action was. And I always wondered what was going on back in the pastry kitchen, because it was so quiet back there. Well then, when I became a chef, I found out. The pastry kitchen is busy too, but it's a different sort of busy. It's a quiet, calm busy. It's a place where you can work and relax too. And every bunch of grapes needs a stem and some leaves. I think Bacchus would be proud. When the time comes, you can actually bake this off on the paper. The paper is non-stick, and it really helps move it on and off the baking pan. Now, what other liquid flavors can I pour today? Do it.
You got it yet?
Kathy, do you want a beer? A whole gang of our friends are coming over for cocktails tonight. I'm having fun whipping up a menu's worth of hors d'oeuvres for them. There's going to be lots of variety in the mix tonight. Like some aromatic orange liqueur, jazzing up some simple orange marmalade, just the thing to top off a wheel of brie before it heads for the oven, all dressed up in puff pastry. One of the best things about cooking is cooking for your friends, especially when you can get them to try something new, which is easy at a party. At a party, everybody likes trying new things. How about some bacon rings? First stuffed with carrots, and then with smoked salmon. I love hors d'oeuvres. They're a great way to try out new ideas, to try out new flavors. They're a great way to have fun in the kitchen, especially with something simple like a bacon ring, because so many different flavors go with bacon. Cut a few slices of bacon in half like this. And you can use a carrot as a mold to bake bacon off into a ring shape. Here's how. Now just roll up the bacon and secure the ends with a toothpick. Now bake these off in a 375-degree oven until they get nice and crispy, and then they'll be ready to stuff with the flavor of your choice. And regardless of what ingredient you choose, cream cheese pureed is a great way to carry it. Smoked salmon is one of my favorite hors d'oeuvre flavors. I invite it to all my parties. I wonder if my friends will recognize it this time though. That's a treat all by itself, but it'll taste even better in those crisp bacon rings, which will taste even better with a nice smooth drink. You know, cooks make the best bartenders. How about pina colada smoothies with homemade pineapple liqueur? Begin by trimming a pineapple. Cut it into small pieces and pack them into a large glass jar. Cover the works with a full bottle of vodka or white rum. Then wait. 7 long days. Meanwhile, make a simple syrup by dissolving, then cooling 1 cup of sugar with 1/2 cup of water. Next, strain the pineapple off, pressing gently to extract every last precious drop. Add the syrup and taste. If you like, add some more syrup. Pour everything back into the jar, then wait again. A full month this time. Be patient. You'll be rewarded with a tasty homemade treat. There's all kinds of different ways to make pina coladas, as long as you include 3 things. Pineapple, of course, some kind of booze, any booze, rum or spiced rum if you don't happen to have your own jar of pineapple liqueur kicking around, and a jar of coconut cream is a whole lot easier than flying down to the Caribbean and shinnying up a coconut tree. You know, one of the best parts about being the bartender is that if you change one ingredient in the drink, you get to rename it. Grenadine, the secret ingredient in Shirley Temples. It does one thing and one thing only, and it does it really well. It turns things red.